The Doom Timeline by Frexkya. Summary. The egg wins, the land is destroyed and dominated by Crimson. The few survivors can't keep going like this, and the only person who can do something about it is Dream. That's how he ends up in the past, before any war or conflict. Now, besides stopping the egg, he has to fix everything else, and things are easier said than done. Chapter 1. Prologue. The start line. White flags, his voice echoed most through. Fuck! Chapter 1. Prologue. The start line. White flags, his voice echoed through the mostly empty field. White flags outside your base by tomorrow at dawn or. Dream stops. He knows these words. He said them once. He remembers just fine how those words brought war and pain to his server. He remembers the expression Wilbur and Tommy had at the time and how Sapnap and George cheered at his decision. He also remembers how he started losing himself, how he got filled with hate and grief and pain, and how he used those feelings with the hope of saving everyone from further destruction, and how he failed miserably. Dream? Sapnap asked, just to his right. He freezes for a second. He remembers fights and screaming and threats. He remembers how it was before the fall of Lemberg and how it was after. He remembers the visit to his prison, and he remembers. Sapnap's voice reminds him of so many things. Sadly, most of them just make him feel sick. Dream, are you okay? This time, it's George who asks him. His body was bloody and destroyed. Last time Dream saw him, he wasn't breathing, and oh, wasn't it ironic? Everything he did was to protect his friends, to protect George, and there he was dead. Nothing anyone could have done. I'm fine, he answers softly, thankful for the mask that covers his grim expression. I'm fine, I made a decision. Tommy and Wilbur frown, their positions lowering into a defensive stance, silent. No need to do that. Dream waves his hand, faking disinterest. Wilbur, I'll allow you to build Lemberg. What? Several voices scream at once. They don't notice how Dream tenses at the loud noise. They don't notice how he slowly walks into an open area no one ever does. And this time, Dream is thankful for that. Yeah, I considered, and I think it's the better option. You two won't stop until your little nation is up. And I really, really don't care enough about the issue to start a war. He actually did. Part of him was mad he had to let all this go. But it truly was for the better. He didn't have the time to care about Wilbur's dumb obsession with doing drugs and starting problems. There wasn't enough time. He had to focus on fixing everything. The fuck do you mean you don't give a fuck about this? Part of him missed that noise. Tommy being a kid, screaming, making chaos. The other, smaller part just wanted him to shut up. He was so annoying. Wasn't most of the destruction on the SMP his fault? Didn't Tommy lie and steal and break everything and try to kill innocent people over his own egotistical desires? Didn't Dream do the same? Just that I have more important things to do. I stopped doing important stuff to come here. This is important, you asshole, Tommy, Wilbur warned. No, let him speak, Wilbur. The brown-haired man looks at him with silent fury but doesn't speak again. Once they were friends, when the other man wasn't looking for trouble and to steal everyone's things, to monopolize potions, when he didn't use his brother and his friends and his son to fight for a nation that was built in lies. They used to sing together, fool around, and be friends. But no matter how early they are, it doesn't matter that there are years in between that day and this day. Sometime in the future, the same eyes that watched him with fury will one day be filled with insanity. I don't know what the fuck is going through your tiny American brain, but you're not taking this seriously. You're taking this as a fucking joke. I assure you I'm not, he interrupted Tommy. I'm dead serious. I'll give you a delimited zone, but besides that, you're free to start your nation. We will sign some treaties so the members of the SMP won't try to attack you, and you will have to allow everyone in your city. Other than that, why? Wilbur asked softly, confused, angry. You were ready to tell us to give up, or you kill us. Why are you suddenly so? Wilbur doesn't finish his question, instead choosing to shake his hand, gesturing at him. Obviously, Dream can't tell the truth. He can't tell him that he came from the future to fix everything they fucked up, to fix the destruction and death and ultimate ascending of the egg. So he settles for something simpler. Like I said, I have more important things to do than start a war with you over a city. You may do whatever your heart desires with your city. It will not be my problem anymore, as long as you don't cause trouble in the Dream SMP zone. I really don't care what you do. There's silence. The wind blows in a way Dream hadn't felt in what feels like years. The sun felt warm, even through his green hoodie. Wilbur opens his mouth to speak, and Dream lifts his hand, silencing him. Whatever it is, we will talk about it when we sign the documents. You have 1 week to bring everything to. He stops. To where? He doesn't exactly have a house, and it's been long since this day happened on the original timeline. So where could he direct Wilbur to? The community house. Sapnap answers for him. Sapnap doesn't look happy, but he looks willing to listen to him. And wasn't that the first time in years Dream had seen Sapnap willing to listen? The raven hair smiled slightly at him, and then looked back at Wilbur. The community house has always been neutral ground, so if you're going to sign peace treaties, it might as well be there. Dream nods, relieved for the moment. Then it's settled. He claps his hands and keeps them together. In a week, we will reunite at the community house, and there we will sign Lemamberg independence papers and some peace treaties. Are we on the same page? For a few seconds, no one answers. He can feel the panic rising, all his worries floating on his mind without mercy, making him wonder if he had already fucked up the entire mission. Then, when he's about to start running in an attempt to escape from the future, Wilbur speaks. Fine. Yeah, we're on the same page. Next week, same hour at the community house, right? Yeah. Good. Then we'll be there. Until then, Dream. See you then, Wilbur. Let's go, Tommy. The blonde boy glares at him, huffs, and walks away in front of Wilbur, who glances at the Dream Team. And, oh, yeah, George and Sapnap are there too. And then follows his brother. Dream can finally breathe. So what was that about? Or not. What? He asked, as if he didn't know what he just did. All that! George exclaimed, annoyed. First you're telling them to stand back, and suddenly you just stopped. Yeah, I thought the plan was forcing their hand into stopping all this nonsense. That was the plan, but I changed my mind. We noticed. What the hell, Dream? His mind goes somewhere else, to another place, to another time. Sapnap screams the exact same thing when he sees him alive. What the hell, Dream? Sapnap is furious. How are you still alive? I stabbed you, you bastard. You were supposed to die. He stole some stuff. Are we gonna let him just get away with it? What? No, This is what the whole thing about the treaties is for. I already have this plan, but I really have stuff to do, so. You keep talking about having something to do, Dream. You just came back to the mainland. Shouldn't you rest? He sighs. I came back because you called me, and don't get me wrong, I'm thankful. We really needed to talk to Wilbur about this, but there's something important, and I really need to focus on this. He can feel the disappointment on who used to be his best friends, but they nod. So, what are we doing now? Sapnap asked. Are you at least going to stay the night? He honestly doesn't want to. To be fair, last time he was anywhere near Sapnap, it became a manhunt game, except there was nowhere to go, and he always got stabbed. Last time he saw George, it wasn't even George, it was just a bloody mash on the ground. And what if he saw Bad? Bad, who's one of his best friends. Bad, who always helped him and supported him and protected him. Bad, who had begged the egg for forgiveness for Dream even after the whole kidnapping skeppy for the collection fiasco. Bad, who had stood against him when Dream rose up and fought against the Eggpire in his last days, who was merciless and who killed. Dream pressed his own stomach with his hands. Maybe I don't know yet. I have some stuff to do on the SMP anyways, so I'll stay for the next week. But I don't know if I'll have time to catch a break. Sapnap made a sad expression. Oh, okay. Then he smiled. Well, that's better than nothing. At least we get to see you around. Yeah, George said, unconvinced. Dream, if you need help with anything, well, you know we're here, right? Yeah, he lied. If they noticed, they didn't say a thing, and Dream was okay with that. Alright, that was chapter 1 of the Doom timeline, and honestly, I was going to do chapter 2 to make this a bit of more of a longer video, but Venti, you refer to yourself in that in the notes. I hope that's okay with me calling you that. But Venti, I'm so sorry. I'm not doing your fic any justice. I'm sick, and I, for one, can't do voices or accents, so I am not doing your fic justice. But I'm so sorry if you do actually end up listening to this in the series I end up making out of this. I promise I'll upload more later today on this, but I am so sorry. This was starting to take a toll on my voice with all the yelling and having to be loud because these characters are loud by nature, and I promise I'll upload at least chapter 2, maybe chapter 3 by 11 for me. Maybe. I don't know. It's 3:30 right now. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you so much for letting me podfic this amazing fic. It's been one of my favorites since I don't even know. When did she release this actually? Yeah, so it's been one of my favorites for a while. I haven't been around since you released it, but like 20, I think I came a year afterwards. So like 3 years. So thank you again to the creator Venti for letting me podfic this. I'm sorry if I completely butchered your user when I was doing the introduction. Um, if you don't mind, I'm going to refer to you as Venti for the rest of the chapters. Just so I don't keep butchering it. I'm so sorry.